Um, Great to be here again tonight. It's Wednesday the 13th. Don't forget tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Just a friendly reminder. Um, some of you might have heard our pre-meeting chatter between Chuck and I. And tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of give you a broad stroke of the tools and the steps in this zero-cost lead generation marketing system. And the last time we went kind of deep, and after I did that, I kind of had reservations because I was more in a webinar mode than I was into a training mode. So I think tonight you'll find that the information is a little bit easier to understand. And one other thing before I just start going through these points is please know that this is new information that you're receiving, but it's not difficult, okay? Once you learn about it and use it and practice with it, it'll be just kind of like riding a bike. And it kind of reverts back to, how you can put 1 hour a day into your marketing, 4 days a week, and be in control of building your business and sustaining the people that are in it. So let me get started with that. The talking points tonight are basically this. I don't know how many of you don't have a LinkedIn page. That's something I need to find out. If you don't have a LinkedIn page, you're going to need to get a free account. Okay? And on that free account, we will show you how to build your profile, how to do it correctly. So there's the irresistible offer we talked about the other evening. That is being created by Chuck and I. We'll have that for you the first of next week. And it will reflect, our Isogenics business and what we're trying to accomplish here. So what I wanted to do is I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to take you over briefly to my LinkedIn profile page. If you haven't connected with me, feel free to do that. So let me find my LinkedIn here. This always does that, Chuck. I got it loaded up on my screen and it's not showing up here.
You may have to share your screen again. Hit share again because I'm not seeing your screen.
How about now?
Not yet. Maybe it's me.
Okay.
No, I'm not seeing it.
Okay. Anyhow.
There, now it's coming up.
Is it?
Yep, now I see it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stay right here. For those of you who don't have a LinkedIn account, you can go and you can sign up on my LinkedIn page, and you will see how my profile is there. Okay? And we're going to have a dedicated specific training to this. And for some of you that already have it, we've added a couple of little features to it. So we are going to have a dedicated training to that. And that'll be next week. So I'm not going to really take the time right here to go in and start going through the bullet points on that. Okay? Got you covered there. Chuck and I will finalize the irresistible offer for that, and we will show you how to have what we call an all-star LinkedIn profile. The benefit to that is when people come to your page, they're going to stick there. They're going to stay there. It's going to be interesting for them. And one of the things I can tell you is, we're building a brand here, in case you didn't notice, with the capture page. And you'll notice, you're going to need a picture for your LinkedIn page. And I think it would be good if it was the same as what's on your capture page. We'll talk a little bit more about that and when we get into the dedicated training. Anything you want to add on that, Chuck?
No, sir. Going good.
Okay, let's go to the step 2. What we're going to have for you as well is for those of you who have a LinkedIn account, we're going to show you, we have a video I call video number 4. There's a script to follow in there. Very easy on how to extract your LinkedIn email addresses and put them into an Excel spreadsheet. Okay? That's going to be part of this process. Also in your email address book, you use Google or whatever you use, Yahoo, whatever, or Outlook, there's a way to pull all those email addresses and put them into an Excel spreadsheet. Okay? We have PowerPoint slides to show you how to do that exactly. And again, we'll go through the steps in a dedicated training. So the training might look like, here's what you're going to need to do on your LinkedIn profile. And then we go and we'll show you how to pull those email addresses there from the LinkedIn page and also from your email address book. As Pam and I discovered, there is no way of you getting the email addresses from Facebook. But we will show you ways when you get your system set up, how you can, get people interested that are your Facebook friends to come over and go to your new capture page. And we'll kind of show you how to do that within the rules of Facebook. We always want to be compliant. Now, once we get our list together, we've compiled our email lists from LinkedIn, the email address book, or wherever if you even have a list. Some of you may have a list. What we're going to do next is so we can be compliant. It requires an email verification. Think about it as scrubbing your list. And there is a site called brightverify.com that will allow you to take your list and it will go through their process, and they charge you a penny a piece on the email addresses, and they will kick out all the bad email addresses. Now you're asking, why do we need to do that? Well, the email servers, as I call them, like Constant Contact, Get Response, MailChimp, when they see people are just putting any kind of a list into their system and they see all these emails that get knocked out, it sends up red flags that this list is not current and they haven't really went through a voluntary opt-in. So we've got to be compliant so we don't send up any red flags. Okay? Once you go through the Bright Verify system, they will give you a brand new Excel spreadsheet. Okay? And that's going to be the one we're going to use. That's going to be the one we're going to use. And you're probably asking me, well, what are we going to do with that list? Well, what we're going to do is this. We're going to have you get a Get Response account. And I've used them for more than 15 years. You'll see my capture page is on there. It's hosted. And that system allows me to have that capture page up and to communicate to all the people on my list as often as I want to. And that's what you're going to use to promote, to drive people to your page, create another list of double opt-in people who come to your new capture page. And those individuals, let's say you have a list of 1,000 people, okay, that you went in through Bright Verify. And out of that is 800 people. Well, the campaign that we're going to introduce and drive people to your capture page is going to be hosted at Get Response. And that new list is the list we're going to use to do that. So let's just say out of the 800, we get 20% to sign up on your new page. That's 160 like-minded, double opt-in people that are on your list. Follow me on that so far? Right now, we're sifting and sorting through the lists. I understand, and I'm just speaking. You probably can't see it, but trust me, that's going to be the process we're going to use here. You can get a Get Response account. You can use it for free. And I believe you said, Chuck, there's no credit card required for the
I
first
think
year.
I saw that yesterday when I was looking at it.
Yeah. And then it's $15 a month for you to have a really great autoresponder that hosts your capture page, and everything is, right at your controls right there. And I'll show you exactly. There's a whole lot of stuff there. I'll show you just exactly the things you need. Everything else, you just tune out. So it works really well for me. And it'll take care of all the steps that we need to do in this marketing process, in this lead generation system. Okay? So, Chuck will have some information for you too as well on, your capture page that Marcus is going to need things from you to create that capture page. If you haven't seen my capture page, I'll just give you this. You can go to www.mikemucci7.com. That's mikemucci7, the number 7.com. That's what your capture page will look like. My picture will come out. Your picture will go in. Your contact information will go in. Mine will come out. It will be your own customized page. Okay? That's part of the Get Response. So you have no website to build here. You're just using what we call a splash page. Some people call it a landing page. Some people call it a capture page. You will, however, and I want to emphasize this, you will need to go to GoDaddy and get a URL. Now, when you go there, they've got all the bells and whistles that you need. All you need is to spend $10 to get your URL for 1 year. Don't get any of the add-ons. You won't need them. You won't need them. So I think you're going to spend $10 or $11. You'll have your own private URL, and that's your brand. Okay? That's going to be your brand. So that's going to be a step we need to do as well. Then, we're going to get that capture page. And I call it a capture page and service niche. Why we created this step was this. We need, as individuals with a new brand, we need to create credibility. In order to do that, we have to get ourselves in a position where we educate people before we ever activate them. So, in this capture page service niche scenario, we will have all the content for you to provide. If you go into mine and you sign up, the first bit of information is, 5 easy ways to have a stroke. Okay? The next piece that's coming out next week will be about proper hydration. So we're going to help people with what we call, safeguard, healthy life results. So we're going to be about getting people to think about some of the things that we all overlook. Okay, just little reminders. They're little 2-minute reads that are going to come out in a little story form every week. It's going to be fun for people to open them up and read them. No pressure, nothing to sell. It's a service. And for some of you who are as old as me, if you can remember AM radio, they always had service announcements. It's almost kind of the same concept. Okay. Anything you want to add, Chuck, so far before I keep going?
Oh, keep going. This is very exciting. I hope they're getting it.
Okay. All right. Once your lists are compiled, your LinkedIn page is finished, the verification is complete, your URL's in place, your capture page is completed, and then, we're going to give you the content to upload in your autoresponder. It goes out automatically. So the course of this year, you're going to get, we're going to cover 50 to 52 weeks of information. So once we get it all put in there, it's automated from there, okay? And I want you to think 2 steps forward here, too, okay? As you learn these steps with me and Chuck, okay, you're going to get some real confidence. And when you interview people that are going to come to you from this process, you are going to have something that most home office business people don't have. The ability to screen and qualify targeted people to select. Now, what does that mean? Well, each one of us, we're on Chuck's team. But as I bring 2 people into my business, it now becomes my responsibility to be the team leader. I still get a chance to use Chuck in the primary interview process, but my job here is to train you that you can do this for the next 2 people you have coming in. And the next 2 people you have coming into your business can come to this training. So that's going to give you a chance to learn yourself, and as we teach 2 people for yourself. But you're going to graduate, because those 2 people you bring in, got to help them get 2 people using the same process. Anything I missed on that, Chuck?
No, I want to just point out that Monday night we talked about doing everything for everybody. And Mike and I, mostly Mike, came to the realization that we really can't do it that way for a couple reasons. Number one, it could work for the first 10 of you. But then as this starts to duplicate, you're not going to know how to help your people. And so by doing it the way Mike's describing tonight, you'll know what you need to know to teach the next person how to do what you're doing. And you'll still have us as the support to lean back on, but you'll be able to do the basics. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be step by step, 10 points that you do. You're set up, all the content's done for you. It's just plug and play. And then we're going to teach you every single step you need to know. I'm super excited about this. But that's why a little shift there. We were Monday night going to do everything for you and just, you feed us what we need. But this is better. I promise you, this is better. Using your own get response is better than using Mike's. Because if you're using Mike's, then you're dependent on him to send it out. And this gives you control of your own business. So I really like the direction we've shifted in the last 24 hours. But it's a subtle shift, but it's going to allow you massive duplication on your own team. And what Mike's trying to communicate to you, and I think he's doing a great job of this, is your confidence level is going to soar because you now have the tools that everybody wants and needs to be successful in this business. And you're going to have the access to basically pay it forward. This was given to me by Chuck and Mike and Marcus, and I'm able to give it to you. It's a great advantage to someone who filters through your filter. And they're gonna have to qualify themselves. You're not looking for just warm-blooded people here. You're looking for people that convince you to invest in them with your time and effort. So, Mike, back to you, buddy.
Okay. One thing I want to add to what Chuck said, and I hope everybody hears this and really considers this. You're going to get people that are going to raise their hand and ask you for more information. And you're going to get excited about that. And you're going to take them through the process. What I want everybody to think about here is this. When you qualify somebody to come in and work in your business, I have promised myself I'm going to only get people that are better than me. So you can do that if you like, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm here to set an example for you and do this not only the training, but actually do these steps with you as I branch my business out too. So anyhow, going back, no worries, everything we talk about here, don't have any worries, because there's going to be dedicated trainings on every one of these steps. And, we'll teach you a subtle way to use Facebook too. And all the contents for the campaigns and subject lines are provided. So you guys really have two goals at this point of the training, is to embrace and learn the system, and, to be able to get good enough at it to share the steps confidently with those, you're going to be attracting. Because I'm going to be doing trainings 2 nights a week for all of this year. How good is that? So, you come to those, you learn this, you come to those. And what I really want you to thank Chuck for is, you talk about a unique selling proposition for your business. What differentiates you from everybody else? If somebody was going to select, what business they wanted to go in, you now have what I call a real value-added asset that other people don't have. Because the number one reason that people kind of fail in, referral marketing is they kind of run out of people to go to. With this, you don't. And we'll show you that as we keep going. Now, once we get 75 to 100 people voluntarily, opting into your new capture page, maybe even before that, we're going to be executing what we call the recommendation request strategy twice per month. And I think some of you know what that is, and I can only tell you, you're going to get really excited about that.
It works.
Yeah, because what happens is, you have to understand this. You're not asking anybody to buy anything. You're bringing people into your capture page. You're educating them. They like the content you're giving them. They feel comfortable with you. They feel relaxed. They know you have their best interest in mind. You're never asking them to buy anything. You're just giving them good content, really good content. And we just have to be consistent with giving that good content. Then when they get a recommendation request, and some of you have seen it, what it is, it just gets people back to you and say, this kind of like sounds like a person I am. I'd like a little bit more information about what you're looking for. Okay? And then when that happens, of course, we go into what we call the preliminary and primary interview process. But let me not get too far ahead of myself. One of the things you will continually hear in this training is this. And keep in mind your list. This 75 to 100 people in this list that you're going to have, they're going to be targeted and like-minded people, because you attracted them with specific information. Safeguard healthy life results. What does the Isagenix product line do? What does it do? Go in and read the catalog. It says, this is good for this is good for that, this is good for this, right? We're creating an information pilot, a buffering place where we're percolating this information, these results, but it isn't tied to Isagenix. It's not tied to Isagenix. There's no connection yet. Okay? So also know that in the recommendation request strategy, I would send one out every 7 to 10 business days. And here's something else you have to remember in any kind of marketing you do. And you've probably all been not a victim of this, but you've all probably reacted this way. 60% of all positive responses, especially in this recommendation request campaign, will come after the 5th to 6th contact. Most people will stop after 1 or 2. You got to keep going. You'll be shocked. The people see it a couple of times. The third time they get it, oh, I'm going to find out about this. So it works really well. And what does that mean? It means that people are asking you about your business rather than you having to go tell them about your business. Trust me, it's much easier when they ask you. Okay? That's exciting. Chuck, anything you want to add about that?
Nope, keep going.
Okay. So what we're looking at here, let's say we had 100 people. Our goal here is to get 10 people to go through the recommendation request process and, come to an interview, go to a primary interview, and to find two really good people. Okay? There's your two people. This is a systematic approach that develops your people. You're screening and qualifying them. You got like-minded, targeted people. Okay? Now, when that happens, when you get two people, Sam or Pam, you get two people, guess what? All you got to do is be a really good disciple of this system. And they're not going to work with you unless they do the system. You know why? When you have two and two and two and two people all using the system, and you're the pilot, how much easier it is to control your business that way. Think about that. Okay? Think about that. So we repeat the process, and then, again and again and again. You become me. You become that leader of your team. You become me. You still get to use Chuck, but you become me. Anything you want to add on that, Chuck? Because I'm almost finished here.
Keep going. You're doing great. This is good.
Okay. All right. And keep in mind when we use this recommendation request, we don't sell people anything. We're not in the process of doing that. We're in the process of selecting, not recruiting. We're gonna drill down with these folks and find out if they would be a good fit for your business. So, and then finally, one of the most important things I feel in this business that we need to do in these steps is what I call takeaway selling. And this will come into play. What you learn in the takeaway selling will come into play when you do your preliminary interview. And by the way, that preliminary interview is only 4 questions, but it will give you the confidence and when you posture correctly on how to handle that interview. And basically how to set up that interview. And I think this is so important. This is so important. How many times have you had to chase people and, they don't come to the interview? Okay. We'll teach you how to handle the objections, what company is this, so on and so forth. All those things will be handled. But one of the things I'm going to tell you is when you're in control, and the control starts when I get an email from Sam, and Sam says, Mike, I'm very interested in knowing a little bit more about this. Here's what I do. And he's writing me back in this email. And then I return the email and say, look, Sam, I'm scheduling preliminary interviews this week. I have times on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, I have these times in the mornings. On Wednesday, I have these times in the afternoon, couple at night. And on Thursday, I have these times. I send them an email. Pick what time you can be available. It will go into my schedule. You're busy, I'm busy. Here's how we're going to communicate. I will contact you at 7:30 at this number. It gives you control. And when you do it at that juncture, when they're excited, they want to have that interview with you. They want, they're ready, willing, and able. They're looking forward to it. You're not chasing them. So, again, next, probably the most important component, I think, that helps us all grow of the system is to get really good at what I call takeaway selling. And what that does is this. It puts supply and demand on your side. And that's so important, because if you had 10 people, this is a good problem. And I want to see how many of you can do this when the time comes. If you have 4 or 5 people in round 1 of your recommendation request scenario, want to get into your business, but you can only take 2, that's not so bad. You can't take all 5. Hey, I'm only bringing in 1 person into my business. Are you good enough to be that person? That gives you control of your business. That's what I'm talking about, supply and demand. And it's got to be a mindset. You have to use posturing. You have to use urgency. And by that, I mean, we're making a decision by February 20th. We'll let you know. There's got to be scarcity. I just described scarcity to you. If you have 5 or 6 people going for 1 position, that puts you kind of in control. Okay? That's a good problem to have. We'll help you not get overly concerned about that, because we may have another opening coming up very soon, and we'll continue to talk to that person. Okay? So we're not going to cast anybody away. If you have 3 really good people, we're not going to say, well, you can't work with me. We'll show you how to handle that, okay? So closing up here tonight, the tools you're going to need, and we'll get this information out to you. You're going to need a LinkedIn account. It's free. You can get your profile and your irresistible offer in there. You're going to need to get a Bright Verify account. We'll show you how to do that. You're going to get a GetResponse account. You're going to get your URL from GoDaddy. You're going to get your capture page made, and a dedicated email account if you want to use a Gmail, whatever, Facebook. And keep in mind, there was something that I didn't look at. Marcus Harris is going to do your capture page for you for the first 10 people at no cost. I would only suggest that once you get going in your business and you're getting a cash flow situation going, that's worth quite a bit. Think about, just make a note, put it in your calendar. Think about when you can, maybe a little gift of a gift card or a little donation to him as something that I'm going to do. Okay, I'm not saying you have to do that, but I think when you get this system all in place, and there's no cost to the training, I want you to remember what Marcus is doing for you out of his heart, because it's important. Okay, what's provided for you is, you're going to get training 2 nights per week. You're going to get support. You're going to get daily emails outlining what I'm doing. That'll serve as a little inspiration and motivation too, and keep you on the mark about building my business. And, you're going to get support for the first 2 people in your business. And Chuck will have more to tell you about that as we go along. So you're getting a learning environment to improve yourself and how to control your business. And most of all, sustain it, provided you are a stickler that the people you bring in do the same thing that you're doing, that you take charge. It's your responsibility to help those people earn and have success. And how you do that is with these tools. That's it. You don't have to invent anything, just with these tools. So all the content to market, to build your lists, including email subject line letters for campaigns, and all the content for you, for your capture page and your service niche, all the stuff, you'll have it. And content, you know, they used to say cash is king. Maybe that was in the industrial age, but today, content is king. It's like gold. So hopefully this overview tonight will give you a better idea of what's ahead. And, you know, Chuck and I and Marcus and everybody else, Diane, we're all looking forward to working with you and, you know, measuring what goes into your checkbook from earnings. Back to you, Chuck.
Great job, Mike. I think everybody enjoyed it very much. If you liked it, give Mike a little love in the chat room, everybody. Just tell him how much you appreciate him. The content that he's providing, the years of experience, invaluable, absolutely invaluable. So, Mike, we're super excited about that. I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, we're on a mission here. And so you don't want to dilly-dally. When we ask for something, you want to make it a priority to get it back to us. So right now we're looking for the profile capture page information. I've sent that out to you a couple times. Get it back to me. Make it complete. The picture, everything you need in one spot. Hopefully you've all got a LinkedIn account and we're not starting from that square zero. Hopefully you've already got a LinkedIn account. We're just going to help you clean it up, make an all-star profile. Most of you have at least 100 names, hopefully 1,000, maybe 5,000 between all the different venues we're going to show you how to pull those from. But you want to start getting the pieces in place as quickly as possible. So for right now, I'll send you out a checklist of the first 4 or 5 things you want to get in place. So when we hit this next week, you can immediately start implementing what we're teaching. For now, all we really want is your profile information that Marcus has asked for. We're not going to do anything with it until you've got your Get Response account. That information will go out probably tomorrow with how to do that. But Mike, from all of us, I want to thank you, buddy. I get more and more excited about this because I'm not really good at visualizing this type of thing. But now as I see it coming together, I really get why you've been so excited for so long. You saw this long before now, and a bunch of us are just now starting to see what a great tool you're providing for us. And here's the thing. This is basic 101 that Mike's teaching us. You can easily evolve this into different things as we go forward to really meet your niche and your passion. So fasten your seatbelt, get ready to succeed with us, but don't dilly-dally. Let's go for it. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, good night, everybody. Thank